everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a very rough subject, but I think it needs discussed and talked about. This is the story time of how my husband did not want our son. A little bit of background knowledge. I've always wanted kids. Always. It has been my dream. Being a mother is as amazing as I thought it was going to be. But the road here was not easy. My husband was married before. He has 2 kids from that marriage. They purposely got pregnant their senior year of high school. He went off to the National Guard, went to training, didn't finish training because she threatened to leave him, had another kid. And basically, calling it a messy divorce would be an understatement, and followed by a very long co-parenting journey that has been tumultuous and crazy to say the least. Yeah, he was very much questioning if he wanted a 3rd kid. We broke up, got back together, and one of my biggest things was, I do want to have a kid. Is that understood? Do you want a 3rd one? Is that something you want? And he said yes, and always said yes he did, technically, but just always acted like he went back and forth with the idea of being able to have his love stretch to a 3rd kid. I know a lot of parents struggle with that, having more kids. This was all to the point where I thought, I'm either not having a kid because he's not going to want to try for years and years, and it's going to take forever for him to come around and want to have a kid, and then I won't be able to have kids by that time. Or we did have a lot of unprotected sex throughout our whole marriage, our, relationship. I thought I would have gotten pregnant, but I wasn't correctly tracking my cycle, and it's understood now. But basically, January 1st, 2019, I had been through so much depression, so much anxiety, thinking I'm not good enough to be a mom, up all night long, just freaking out, having panic attacks, not feeling like I'm good enough. So 2019, I vowed I'm not going to get pregnant. I'm not going to entertain the idea of getting pregnant if Chris is doing his little thing where he's like wanting to have a kid, but then a week later, he just always did it. Wanted to try for a kid. A week later, he'd be like, when I'm actually thinking I'm pregnant, he would just kind of start freaking out or just completely be polar opposite. So, but usually it just depended on how his ex-wife talked to him. She would still end up saying things like, sign your rights over, you might as well. And he didn't deserve to be talked like that. His ex-wife has had so much control over my uterus, she doesn't even understand. Love that. January 1st, 2019, I had made the resolution to never get pregnant. Well, January 1st, his ex-wife gave birth to her 3rd child. So I don't know if that's what started everything. I have a feeling it did, but it kind of jump-started him to thinking, I don't want to be 30 with a newborn. He just didn't want that. Said it to me, and I said, well, I just made a New Year's resolution that I'm going to focus on myself, bettering my dieting habits, and bettering our financial situation. And then he goes on to, he kind of says, okay, he understands, I think, and then goes on to tell other people that he wants to try for a kid. And we're gonna have a kid soon, and he doesn't want to be a father to a newborn at 30. And so yeah, that happened. So then I'm starting to think he's really serious. He never did that before. We try the first month I get pregnant. Mind you, everybody watching for 2-week wait symptoms, I had 1. I had no idea I was pregnant. None. I didn't think that would be me. That is funny. I picked up the pregnancy test, about ready to go out to drink, and I was like, this was supposed to be negative. What the heck? I was ready to move on with my life. I had seen so many negative pregnancy tests, been so let down so many times. This wasn't gonna be nothing new. Then I was pregnant. Then he was happy. I made the mistake of telling him at 4 weeks pregnant, and he starts telling everyone. I really wanted to wait till the end of the first trimester just for not having to let as many people down. The usual proper thing everyone does. I wanted to wait till 12 or 13 weeks, and I was trying to tell him that. My whole pregnancy, I was very convinced I was going to have a miscarriage because, just all those years of not getting pregnant and something always telling me in the back of my mind, you're not good enough to be a mom. You're not a real woman. You don't get to be a mom. You don't deserve to be a mom. And every day, almost every day, I would try to fight it away, but something would always say, don't buy any more baby stuff because you're not going to need it. And I didn't tell him any of this because I didn't think he was serious. So for the first hint that he wasn't ready to be a father again was when I was about 6 or 8 weeks pregnant. I had switched jobs, and he was getting nervous with the lapse of income, and he just thought like all these bills aren't going to get paid, and like just thought everything was going bad. So he started just kind of saying, I don't think I'm ready for another baby. I'm not ready for this. I don't think we're ready to have a baby right now. We don't need to be having a baby right now. So, fun. I read it off. Mind you, with abortion laws, I think where I live, the abortion law is like you can't have it past like 8 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Like the baby can't have a heartbeat. But then when I was probably in my second or third trimester, late term abortions became illegal. They became legal federally, I believe. I'm not really sure. I don't know how abortion laws are. I don't know if it's all federal or what, but that's how it was. So, but he was just starting to say things, hint, didn't want to be a dad, wasn't ready, or be a dad again, wasn't ready, blah, blah, blah. And that was around 6 weeks. He probably did it a little bit later to like maybe 11 or 12, or he went a good month, maybe 2, without saying anything in my second trimester. And then, first off, I'm 20 weeks pregnant. Every time I was going to go into a ultrasound, I assumed like, oh, they're going to tell me he hasn't been growing and moving because, oh, I haven't bled. Maybe it's a missed miscarriage where you find out on the monitor. The first time they were trying to find his heartbeat, it took a minute, and I was so scared. So scared. I go to the 20-week ultrasound, which is when you find out the gender, and he took forever to show his parts. He was not cooperating. And then he waved. And I kind of teared up. And you could say I definitely was already semi-bonded to him by that point. I was already like, can't wait for you, little boy. I can't wait for my little baby. Like I knew he was a boy when I was 13. I knew my son was going to be born October 26th in September. I was 2 ounces off by guessing his weight, and I was 6 minutes off by when he was going to be born. It's all in a birth video. I will think about uploading, but like I am so close to this little boy. To this day, like he is my everything, and everyone says he's a mama's boy, but I digress. So 25 weeks, he is officially using the A word and saying, I'm just trying to keep my option open. I just think we should keep our options open. It's an option, it's there. We're struggling financially, like, or something's happening. I don't remember what was happening at the time. Just it's financial struggles, or him assuming a financial struggle is about to happen, or just something. And he's just like, no, I think we need to keep our options open. You could have gotten an abortion. I had said something to you way before, and I said, I don't think you're serious. And it's like, you weren't there at his gender scan. You didn't see what I saw. You didn't see. He didn't wave at you. And I'm just crying through saying all of this on my car phone or whatever, like yelling at my car, and just this whole time, and like he won't let up. He keeps saying it, and then like I canceled my gender reveal because I was like, I don't want him to have to fake smile. I don't want him to end up telling people he doesn't want to have a baby this early in the game. Like, no, I don't want that. So I canceled that, which at his first birthday, we are actually going to do like a gender reveal type thing where like the picture and do smoke bombs and everything with Jackson. I plan on doing that, but he just didn't want to do anything. And then the baby shower comes, and he's actually telling people this. He's actually telling people at the baby shower he doesn't want the baby. Good times, right? Right? Oh, the best. But he is just on and off saying it, and then Big A starts getting said a little bit more, just how I could have done it, how I should have done it, getting more nervous. The birth comes, he is so much better, like when everybody shows up and when the birth is about to happen and when I'm about to give birth. He's a supportive man. Literally, my husband is a great man. He's supportive. He is there for people. He is generous when he wants to be. He is amazing. I just think she screwed him up in the head. She helped screw him up in the head when it came to parenting. He did not see parenting in a good light. We go to have him, that's all fine, but he is just acting like he doesn't want to be in the hospital. He doesn't want to be there. He's dreading it. He just doesn't like it. I don't know if any fathers are dying to be in the hospital and like lay in that couch and everything. Like, I don't think so. We had to stay an extra day in the hospital. Like, I don't think he was like loving it. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's good he's met him. Like, he is bonding with him. He looks into his eyes and he cried, and you could see him starting to really become a father to his son. You could really start seeing it. But then a morning comes where I'm about to go to work, and I'm like, hey, can you take him, and you get up with him and you take him to the babysitters. And he's a cranky guy in the morning, and he said, we just got into a big thing, and he was just like, well, he shouldn't be here. He doesn't even have to be here necessarily, because I told you to take care of it when you were pregnant. And he was 3 months old. But I always told myself things would get better, and they didn't feel like they were going to. So fast forward, when he said that, later that night, when he was, my son was 3 months old, he had said that again. I let everything calm down, and I told him, don't you ever say you don't want our son again. And don't you ever mention that I need to have an abortion, or I should have had an abortion. Basically, it got better, and he promised. I said, I will divorce you if you mention it again. It will happen. And it never happened again, and he has understood how much closer he was able to get to this baby, because when his kids were younger and first born, he was in the Army. He was in basic training. He skipped through all the baby stage for the most part. Came home when his daughter was probably like 9 or 10 months. He skipped enjoying all the good parts, and he feels so much closer. Our son loves him. Our son loves his mom and dad. It all got better, and my husband apologizes, and he's sorry for how he used to be, and he just struggled really hard. Everything has been so much better, and there's nothing he wouldn't do for our son. Through the whole time, he never had a thing where like he would just never ever touch him or never hold him. He was always in it. There's so many pictures, so many videos of them sleeping together, sitting together, just everything. They love each other. It just was an uphill battle, and it's all understood, and I get it. But if this is happening to you, or if you're doubting if you want another kid, or you want another kid more than your spouse does, you can spread your love to another kid. And it can happen. My husband actually was telling everyone he was going to get a vasectomy. While I was pregnant, he always told everyone he's getting a vasectomy after this one's born and good to go, like he's going to. And then he wants another kid. And I definitely do too. But yeah, so we might be having 4 children all together with his and ours. And it is actually all better. A lot better. He's wanted to try so many different months, and I'm like, no, we're good. Let's wait till he is 3. Thanks. But I'm sorry if this was a heavy topic. I am sorry, but it is my life, and I think it's a lot of people's lives too, and it definitely happens. So if this freaked you out and you don't want to watch me, I am sorry for you, but I'm here to help people. I'll see you guys in another video, but until then, don't do bad stuff. See what he does. You can do it!